What is up, everybody? We've got tons to get into today. The SEC just delayed their decision on the proposed CoinShares XRP ETF, which would have been the first XRP ETF in the United States, pushing the deadline to October 23rd, 2025. We have the Hedera Foundation and Swarm bringing tokenized stocks like Apple and Tesla on the hash graph. Stablecoin mentions of Ripple USD in the Gulf for payments. We have a massive GSMA document that we've reviewed before with Hedera representation as well as Telcoin. Bullish receiving $1.15 billion worth of their IPO proceeds in stablecoins, part of that in Ripple USD. Wyoming launching their first stablecoin. And Air Canada Pension Fund revealing $161 million Bitcoin allocation. This is Canada's first large pension fund with Bitcoin allocated. This is going to be an interesting one. Buckle up. What is up, everybody? Let me see if I can get us into a better view here. There we go. All right, I want to kick it off with this. First off, just stumbled across this before doing this video. This is from the SEC on February 7th. NASDAQ stock market filed with Securities and Exchange Commission a proposed rule change to list and trade shares of the CoinShares XRP ETF. On March 11th, the commission designated a longer period within which to approve the proposed rule change. And now, after initiating proceedings, the commission shall issue an order approving or disapproving the proposed rule change no later than 180 days after the date of the publication. Blah, 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 blah. You can see here all the dates. Here, the commission finds that it is appropriate to designate a longer period within which to issue an order approving or disapproving the proposed rule change so that it has sufficient time to consider the proposed rule change. October 23rd, 2025, as the date by which the commission shall either approve or disapprove, essentially, this CoinShares XRP ETF. Obviously, major first XRP ETF, I believe, that we were hoping to get through in the United States. Looks like we've got a little bit more time to wait. Hedera Foundation and Swarm bringing tokenized stocks on chain. Hedera Foundation partnering with Swarm to launch EU-regulated tokenized stocks like Apple and Tesla on the Hedera Network, enabling DeFi-compatible real-world asset trading backed one-to-one by shares. Pretty massive, obviously. I think one of the things that we've talked about before here is, sites like RWA.xyz, these aggregators for tokenized RWAs are not complete yet. I think XRPL just got updated within the past couple of weeks within that site, and you can see anywhere from $1 billion. Now I think it's around 340 million. I think that might be with stablecoin. Without stablecoin, 340 million or wherever it's at right now on RWA.xyz. Hedera still not even on there yet. But announcing their collaboration with Swarm on August 15th, a regulated tokenization platform based in the European Union, offering financial products tied to real-world stocks, bonds, and other securities. Under this new integration, Hedera becomes the latest blockchain to support Swarm's suite of tokenized assets. Tokenized stocks launched on Hedera are fully backed by traditional shares. These shares are held in licensed custody and follow the EU's prospectus regulation standards. Obviously pretty big. Hopefully can get some sort of an interview with the Swarm team here in the near future, and we'll see where that goes. Found a stablecoin article coming out of the Gulf. Will stablecoins bridge the gap between crypto and daily payments in the Gulf as Gulf regulators build the rails and stablecoins bridge the trust gap? Crypto is poised to move from investment to convenient one-tap payments in the GCC. And one thing of note within this is stablecoins like AE Coin, Fab's upcoming Durham token, and Ripple's Real USD, I always say Real USD, Ripple USD, are already recognized for use in specific GCC jurisdictions. This is an interesting stat. In fact, over half of crypto volume in the UAE is now in stablecoins, indicating that they are the bridge between the digital and traditional economies. Quote, that's why stablecoins are already leading the way, says got it. Without them, one-tap payments wouldn't stand a chance. So one thing that I do think that is interesting within this is that, in crypto, we always see this like, yeah, let's try to get everybody, the 95% of people that aren't in crypto, to give two shits about the technology, and they just don't. And I don't think they ever will. It's almost like I actually did an interview today, which I'll mention in a second. Nobody would ever drive automobiles if we all had to learn how to become a mechanic, right? It's the same thing with crypto, and that's a shout out to the Telcoin guy I interviewed. One of the two guys today, he actually quoted that. It's 100% accurate. Like, we're not going to be sitting here. 95% of the people in crypto that aren't here yet aren't going to be sitting here 10 years from now talking about TPS, or transactions per second, or talking about anything. They're just going to be using crypto, or using distributed ledger technology, or using whatever. Anyways, I found this deep dive about this Telcoin GSMA document. This is when did this video come out? Back in May. Pretty crazy document. This is that one that had the ESDR, had Hedera in here as well, which is how I caught it in the first place, because I was trying to do deep dives and I found that Hedera was in here. Anyways, I did an interview with Telcoin today. Wasn't a paid or sponsored interview or any of that. They just reached out asking if they could do an interview to talk about this document, along with what they're doing, and did one. So anyways, this document is actually really interesting, and what they're doing is kind of interesting as well. They're kind of building out this compliance aspect by basically tackling jurisdictional stablecoins. So like, instead of just saying, hey, one stablecoin is going to rule them all, they're kind of, having these ESDRs in different jurisdictions. You can go to their website and check that out if you want to. But anyways, here's a graphic of it. But I did this interview today, so I wanted to shout that out. And again, this document is a big document. It's kind of about telco settlement for multitudes of different things. I know in crypto we talk about like remittances and all this stuff, but we still haven't tackled probably like the killer aspect of adoption, which is like just integrating directly into people's cell phones. Anyways, Gareth Williams from GSMA, Vodafone, which is obviously massive, is part of this. Zane Group, which we do know that Hedera and Zane won an award for the wireless roaming fee settlement in Europe. Maybe it ties in with this. And Monique Marrow of Hedera, two individuals from Telcoin, Greg Scullard from Swirlds Labs. Yeah. Anyways, I did this interview today, so if you guys want to check that out, here's the interview right here. But pretty good interview. Anyways, Bullish receiving 1.15 billion of IPO proceeds in stable coins. I found this interesting, and Ripple USD issued on XRP ledger by Ripple in here as well. I think this is 60 or 70 million dollars in Ripple USD. You can look on Grok, and there's probably some posts out there about it. Proceeds from the IPO, the majority of which were settled in USDC, along with a portion that were settled in EURC, are being custodied exclusively by Coinbase, USDC Convertible, Global Dollar, PayPal USD, Ripple USD, et cetera, et cetera. Bullish looks like they're an institutionally focused global digital asset platform providing market infrastructure and information services. Today announced that it had arranged to receive 1.15 billion of proceeds from its recently completed initial public offering in stablecoins, representing a historic step for the use of stablecoins in an IPO in the United States. Again, I mean, we look across the board everywhere, and adoption. Wyoming launching Visa supported FRNT stablecoin on 7 blockchains. Wyoming announced the mainnet launch of the Frontier Stable Token stablecoin. It's a little redundant. Becoming one of the first U.S. states to issue a stablecoin. The Wyoming Stable Token Commission, a body authorized by the U.S. state to issue a stablecoin, announced the mainnet launch of the Frontier Stable Token stablecoin. That's a mouthful. Every time I say that, I'm just gonna be like, wow, that's redundant. The Frontier Stable Token stablecoin is a fully collateralized digital token backed by short duration U.S. Treasury bills in U.S. dollars with a statutorily mandated 102% reserve requirement, the commission said in an announcement on Tuesday. Due to lingering regulatory hurdles, the token is not yet available to the public. This is from Eleanor Tourette, actually. I think she did break this on Twitter. According to Crypto America host Eleanor Tourette, the Frontier Stable Token stablecoin is now live on 7 blockchains, including Ethereum, Solana, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Polygon, Optimism, and Base. Another piece of news right here before we roll this down. Air Canada Pension Fund revealing $161 million Bitcoin allocation. Canada's first large pension fund with Bitcoin allocation pretty massive. Obviously, this is gaining a lot of traction. This just released by the when I was doing this video, so I figured I'd flag it. I also want to give one more shout out here. And again, not financial advice. This is my own video, but I think it's cool. Genfinity has a media relationship with Constellation, among many others. But I saw, and I don't even know if they posted this, Coin Market Cap or Coin Market Cap, I think, flagged that Upsider from an agentic AI standpoint, which is built on top of Constellation, broke into the top 10 agentic AI initiatives on base. So again, I'll say, and it's cool to see Coin Market Cap. I think it was Coin Market Cap flagging that stuff. I do think at some point, hopefully, and this isn't just Constellation, this is across the board for all these different utility or different layer one networks, I'll say. We talk about like level playing field and all this stuff in crypto in the US, and we just haven't seen it. So hopefully actual utility and people using some of this stuff starts to break through. And HBAR Bull, since I'm on here, did an interview with LF Decentralized Trust Executive Director Daniela. This is Hyro. If you're not aware, Hedera's entire code base transitioned over into LF Decentralized Trust, custodied the first time in history. That's a code base of a layer one network, custodied under an open source entity like LF Linux Foundation. I don't know how much bigger you can get. The writing's on the wall, guys. Crypto is here to stay. Distributed ledger, blockchain technology are here to stay. There's so much adoption that it's impossible to keep up with across multiple ecosystems, way more even than I covered across just the ecosystems, a small amount of ecosystems I covered today. But anyways, XRP CoinShares ETF delayed, Hedera Foundation, and Swarm partner for tokenized stocks on chain. Ripple USD stablecoin getting mentioned multiple times. One in an IPO, second in the GCC area. Huge moves coming out of telco initiatives, the GSMA, Vodafone, Hedera. Shout out to Telcoin for coming on for an interview today. It was an interesting interview, and Wyoming literally launching a stablecoin. So anyways, I hope you guys like this, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Thanks. Bye.